Hi, my name is Pop. This video shows how to use PHOTOPRINT. PHOTOPRINT is a free program you can download, and it runs in Linux, Ubuntu, or Windows. And you get the Linux version from the Ubuntu Software Center. When you open the Ubuntu Software Center, you just type in the name of the program, and it will search for it. It will then pop up for download, and all you have to do is tap on it. As you can see from the green check mark, I already downloaded it. After you download a program in Ubuntu, a green check mark appears next to it. If you go ahead and click on it, though, it further says that PHOTOPRINT is already in the menu also. It'll even tell you where. That's because when you download a program, it loads into the menu automatically. And PHOTOPRINT is now in my menu in Applications and then Graphics. I found PHOTOPRINT and started using it because I had a problem. I wanted to print multiple pictures on a single sheet of paper. And originally I tried using a spreadsheet. I tried putting one picture in each cell of the spreadsheet, but that did not work. This is LibreOffice Calc. You can import a picture by drag and drop, but the picture's boundaries do not stay within the cell. So I abandoned the spreadsheet, and then I tried importing pictures into Writer, the word processor of LibreOffice. And again, you can do it. You can resize the picture with the handles, but it is laborious to do this. And then I found PHOTOPRINT. And PHOTOPRINT lets you print any number of pictures per page. It's in Applications, Graphics, and it loads pretty quick. I've got 2 by 5. You can set 1, 2, or 3 or more columns and rows. And I've got 10 pictures on a page. And I set the gap in between each picture at 0. That's personal preference. You've got to make sure your paper size is correct. I'm using letter 8.5 by 11. This is a British program, and in Europe they use different size paper. Before you set your margins, you need to make sure that the units are correct. Units are up in options, and I set the units to inches instead of millimeters, centimeters, or points. After you set the units to inches, then you can set the margins. I put 1/2 inch top and bottom, 3/4 inch left and right. These settings print 10 pictures on business card paper. And this makes tiny photos, and you can print on both sides, and they're pre-perforated for tear off. Of course, this program lets you print any size, any number. I can drag and drop photos to the grid from the Pictures folder. After you open the Pictures folder, you can drop them either one at a time, or you can select a group of them and then move them all at once, or Control A and select everything. Here I've moved 2. They always add in the same order, top to bottom and then left to right. And after they're placed, you cannot move them around, nor can you skip. But you can delete them. I'm going to delete number 2, and then 3 will move into 2's position. It would be better, I guess, if the program let you move them around and place them at will. I've got the regular Nautilus window open on the right, my Pictures folder, and it stays open when you drag and drop. And while doing so, you can also use the top PHOTOPRINT menu while the Nautilus window is open, and you can manipulate each picture and edit each picture. But PHOTOPRINT also has a built-in way of calling up your Pictures folder, and that's in Image, then Add, or Control I. And when you do that, it works a little bit differently. I'll do it now and show you. I'm not showing it very well. I have pre-recorded the video and I'm over recording the audio. I need to open up the Pictures folder. You can do it 2 ways. You can just have the Nautilus Pictures folder open, drag and drop, or you can use Control I. And when you use Control I, it's a little bit different. It's going to show a picture of the photograph over on the right. I'll move out of the way and you'll be able to see it. There it is. Now while you're in this, you can drag and drop also, or you can hit Open. Now, Nautilus does not show the picture to the right, but if you set Nautilus to icon view, of course, every picture will be visible. The Control I version does restrict your moves a little bit. So long as the Control I window is open, you cannot use the PHOTOPRINT menu up here. I'm tapping on shortcuts, nothing happens. Tapping on options, nothing happens. And every time you transfer a group of pictures or a single picture by hitting Open, the Control I window closes. I've got to move out of the way. You can still drag and drop. As soon as I touch Open, it vanishes. As soon as the transfer occurs, the whole thing shuts down. Now, this program automatically centers photos within the grid. It does a real good job. Some photos are not easily automatically centered because of their shape. I'll show you that in just a second. If your picture is very long and skinny and the grid is square, or vice versa, the program will compensate and leave white space correctly. I'm going to grab a long and skinny photo. This is a still shot from Inception, which was a very widescreen movie. And you can see the white space being left. Let's grab two more. You can crop those images if you want to get rid of the white space. You go to Image and then Allow Cropping. But first you have to highlight the photo, select it, and then when you hit Allow Cropping, it automatically enlarges to fill the screen, cutting off both ends. After you crop a photo, you can drag it left or right, center it any old way you want to, and it just stays there. That's kind of nice. Do it again with the one on the left. Now remove it because we changed our mind or whatever. You can also rotate 90 degrees and then crop. You can add borders if you want to. There's some built-in borders. Here is a trick. You can import one picture, select it, and then duplicate it either once or to fill a whole page or to fill the remainder of the page. Duplicate it once. Select both pictures. Duplicate to fill page. Now there's two columns. 5 of each. There's also a poster program built into this. You can take one picture and print it out such that each letter size sheet is only a portion, and that way you can assemble them on a wall and make a huge poster. You have to tell it how many pieces of paper you want to use, how big it's going to be. This one is using 2 by 2, so there's only 2 sheets of paper. You could set that 3 by 3 or 4 by 4, 5 by 5, however big you want to make it. And you can also control how much overlap. You're always going to have the portion of the piece of paper that the printer cannot print upon, because no printers can print all the way to the edge. There's also a carousel print mode that prints a circle. That's for printing CD labels, I guess. You can print one picture and then manually size it as you want on a sheet of paper. You can directly control borders, cropping. The example photos I am using are in my pictures folder. And I captured all of these stills from VLC videos using Shift S in the VLC program. In VLC, I went into Tools, then Preferences, and I told VLC to save my still pictures in the Pictures folder. Tools, Preferences, then Video, and Video Snapshots. I can browse and tell it where to go, and it's going to my Pictures folder. And while you are watching a movie, all you have to do is hit Shift S, and it takes a snapshot. And each time you hit Shift S, a small image of the snapshot appears in the top left corner of the video while you're watching. And you can do this any number of times you want while watching movies. We'll turn on a video, a Spanish movie, The Grandfather. We'll go forward a little bit so that we get some scenes. Now Shift S, top left, there it is. Again, you can do it as many times as you want to, as fast as you want to. It's pretty good. And all the stills saved to the Pictures folder. Now, of course, you can use any pictures, camera photos or downloads, not just video snapshots. I'll change the subject a little bit. You need to set up your printer if you want to print the pictures. Close down the program for a moment and start it back up again. We'll move one photo over, I think. Let's fill it with 10 photos. Grabbing 6 right here. Need 4 more. I am telling the program that I am using a Brother printer and which model. You can also look at these 10 photos on screen. Print preview. You cycle back and forth between 2 sizes with the right mouse key. That's the small size. That's the big size. If you're in the big size, your left mouse key will let you move around and pan. Then you can go to page 2 and 3 and so on if you want to. This movie is 10 Canoes, a really good Australian movie. Right mouse click, cycle sizes while in print preview, full screen. Cursor, move the cursor to the top and you can pan with the left mouse click and then also go to the next screen. You can do something else. You can combine these photos like this, several on a page, and then save that result. You can go to File, Export, and then you either select TIFF or JPEG. Click on, say, Desktop, give it a new name if you want, and then when you hit OK, it makes a new picture composed of 10 pictures and saves it with that configuration, and there you are. That's a single picture. It's an illusion that there are 10. It's combined the 10. You can look at it full screen also. But remember, I told it to have borders, 3/4 inch on a side, 1/2 inch on top and bottom. If you want to, you can print Control P. I have got this preset 10 up. You can save different presets. I will now open up another one called 3 up. You can make as many of these as you want to. Different size paper. This one's on legal paper. That's 14 inches long. Lawyers need a few more inches to write all of their stuff. I'll make a new one. It's going to be 10 by 10 on legal paper, 100 little pictures, and 1/2 inch margins all the way around. I don't think I've got 100 pictures. Back in the old days of film, these were called, quote, contact sheets. And you printed out little pictures like this in order to evaluate the negatives to see which ones you wanted to print full size. But it's a nice way to look at pictures. If I had more than 100, it would go to page 2, page 3, and so forth. You've got to have some kind of margins on your printer, whichever name brand printer you've got. There, very few of them print all the way to the edge. I don't know of a single printer that does. I'm going to save this preset and call it 100 up. Save as. So now I've got 3 presets saved. I'd like to be able to add pictures of different sizes on the grid, but this feature is not available. I'd like to be able to throw some pictures on the grid and then move them around from here to there. You can't do that either. And you cannot write text in under any picture directly. It is a dandy program, and I like it very much. It was written by Alastair M. Robinson. Alastair is a uniquely British sounding name. There is not one single guy in Texas named Alastair, nor is there anybody named Nigel. On the other hand, England does not have anybody living there whose name is Billy Bubba. I recommend this program very much, and I thank you, Mr. Robinson, whoever you are, for having written it. It's a great program. My name is Pop, and I have a whole bunch of YouTube tutorials on all subjects, and I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again.